everybody, it is Romania Black, and wow, it's been a while since we've looked at Bungo Stray Dogs, hasn't it been? It feels like forever, even though it's been like a month. So I finished season 4 of Bungo Stray Dogs, the anime reactions, and I know season 5, like as soon as I finished season 4, I was getting ready to go on a trip in April, and I had sneaking suspicions that some things from the manga had been left out of season 4's anime, and everyone on the Discord and Patreon YouTube were super kind, and they were like, all they would say is, yes, there's been things left out. And so I had made the executive decision that I would go back and look at the manga for the volumes that cover season 4, and especially react to the new content that would be covering the last couple of episodes that seem to have had stuff left out. Specifically from the Sky Casino arc, I feel like there's a lot that was left unsaid there. So I wanted to go back and check that out. But I wanted to look mainly at all of the volumes that cover season 4, which is basically volumes 13, the end of volume 13 through volume 18. So basically, I've got some comments I want to go over from season 4 that was left behind, but as soon as I'd gone on my trip, it was announced that they're doing season 5 this July, and I was like, oh good, we don't have to wait a while, so that's exciting. But it was just like, we'll just go ahead and give it to you, and I'm like, yes please. So, which is good, because season 4 felt very much like just a setup episode for a setup season for the things that are going to happen in season 5, which is fine with me. So, in preparation, we have like literally a month left before season 5 of Bungo Stray Dogs comes out, which is exciting. In preparation for that, I wanted to look back at the manga. So I've got some comments I want to go over that were left behind from season 4. I want to touch on those. And then for the first couple volumes leading up to the Sky Casino arc, I'm mainly going to be doing like what I do with my Attack on Titan and what I'm doing with my Kuroko manga reactions. And that's just going through, and if I see panels that stand out, I will show you all. And then when we get to the nitty gritty, then I'll probably have a separate link down below for that reaction as a whole, and then we'll come back and talk about it at the end. So I can't show like the full thing for copyright, stuff like that, but I can show bits and pieces leading up to it, and then you can see the reaction in a separate link on another host site down below. But I want to give a shout out to Bungo Stray Dogs BSD Bibliophile. Way back when I started reacting to Bungo Stray Dogs, they sent me like this big file, and they were like, hey, here's all these things that I've found and translated, which include the manga, if you ever want to react or look at them. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. So I've had this file saved for years, since like 2020, and I've been slowly whittling my way through it and posting things on Twitter, etc. So thank you, BSD Bibliophile. If you are watching this, you are a godsend, and that really helped me make it easy to put this together. So without you, it would have been incredibly difficult for me to do this reaction. So thank you, all of my love. So yeah, I am excited. I meant to do this back in May at the beginning of the month, and things just got crazy with finals, with my teaching, everything. So it's got pushed back to this point, but we are finally here. So it's a nice little halfway point. We've only got like 4 or 5 weeks left until season 5. So this will be a nice little tide us over and give us stuff to think about, right? Before we start season 5. But before we dive in, I do have some comments that I've wrote down from season 4 that I do want to go back to. So Merlin talks about how Jono's real life self owned a bookstore and studied while he was practicing writing in a kimono shop. And apparently his real life self has a talent for business, which was kind of tying back to when Juno and oh gosh, the one that has the extended blade, was confronting the coffee shop owner. That there was kind of like a little bit of a nod there to his real life self. Jordan G had many questions, like, how did Sigma get to the church? Is there another organization? If Fjordor found him, then who wrote him into existence? The founder? Another organization? Who? Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but honestly, if Fjordor found him, did Fjordor write Sigma into existence and tell him to go to a church, and that's where he just met up with him and they weaved that into the narrative? Or is there someone else that created Sigma? I don't know. So maybe the manga will give us answers, or maybe it won't, and we'll have to wait till season 5. Don't know, but I thought those questions were worth asking. Thea Martin said that in Dead Apple, Dazai tells Fjordor that every demon needs a clown. Referring back to Nikolai, right? Referring to in Dead Apple, it was referring to Shibusawa, but apparently Fjordor has a type. Whether it's Shibusawa or it's Nikolai. Fyodor may have a type. He's very serious and demonic, and he needs a clown to kind of balance things out. Maybe. Priceless Joe says that Hirotsu was a Meiji era novelist and wrote stories called Black Lizard, which is the organization, the little sect that he's working for of the Port Mafia. Falling Camellia, which is his ability, and Love Suicides. All works of his, and his son is also a novelist as well. I always forget Hirotsu's name, and I feel bad about it, so I'm glad that you said that, Priceless Joe. And then Kaylin V had a very passionate comment towards the end of the series, but I think it's worth noting that Tachihara didn't break the rules of the book. Fyodor did. Because, yeah, it's like, at first glance, it seems like Tachihara, like, he broke through the rules of the narrative by, changing the Discord and believing in the agency. But actually, according to Kaylin V, Fyodor broke the rules. Because everything, according to the rules of the book, has to make sense in a narrative form. Has to make sense that it has to follow characters on a journey. And Fyodor writing that no one would believe the proof is not a narrative point. It's a condition that doesn't fit certain characters, and thus it breaks the rules. So Fyodor kind of screwed himself over by not understanding or letting that one loophole slip in the rules, and it caused Tachihara to believe in the agency, which is, I think, going to have a whole domino chain of effects leading into season 5. So, interesting. But I'm very glad that y'all gave me those comments. I love Bungo Stray Dogs. It's one of my favorites. And I was really going to be bummed. I was excited to do this manga reaction, but then I was going to be like, oh man, we've got to wait till season 5 comes out. And then Bones was like, we understand you're probably impatient. So here's season 5. Like, just wait a couple months. And I'm like, okay, fine. I love season 4. It's been one of my favorite seasons. I think the Dark Era is still my favorite arc. But season-wise, season 4 has been my favorite. So if season 5 can live up to the hype, I'm all for Bungo Stray Dogs aging like a fine wine. I'm good with it. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna go over oddly enough, volume 13, which is the one we're starting with. It has every chapter leading up that in season 3, and then they just randomly they just instantly go into the events of season 4, and I'm like, what a weird transition. I feel like the season 3 did a good job of stopping where it needed to. The conversation between Dazai and Atsushi and the mafia member who doesn't kill, making Akutagawa similar to Oda. I thought that was fitting, and then obviously the stuff with Rampo and Fukuzawa is from the light novel, so that's just inserted here. So we're not going to go over that because it's for the light novel. But we're going to instantly go into the murder story, which is such a weird thing, right? So we're going to start looking at the manga for Bungo Stray Dogs season 4, and we're going to do that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Yeah, we have this scene, which I love this panel. I love the ending of season 3 where you have Dazai just with that smile on his face. It's the way they draw Dazai in the manga, it's so creepy, but yet there's this heart to it. It's the weirdest thing, but it works so well. And then, yeah, we just dive right into him, right into our little meow meow. We just dive right into him, throwing the corpse over the top of the bridge. I'm like, over the top of the building. I'm like, what? How? What are we doing? An angel of murder, the king of criminals. Requisite in pace. Oh my God. What? That animation. Okay. The Charm of a Nemesis. Chapter 43, The Perfect Murder and the Murderer, Part 1. I love that we have Carl on top of Rampo's shoulders. That's so good. And he doesn't have like the hat or the jacket. It's really good. Interesting. And so yeah, okay. So this is exactly like the episode. Just going through here where he goes and finds Kunikita. Aww. I really like the opening of season 4 with that, and then Rampo saying that he's going to prove Kunikita's innocence because that's what it takes. If I had broken through Dostoevsky's trap, then the girl wouldn't have died. I am glad that season 4 had the intro with Fukuzawa and Rampo though, because otherwise we needed as the audience, because Rampo wasn't as prevalent in season 3 as he could have been. And so I feel like as the audience, we needed a refresher about Rampo, and also getting his backstory helped make that moment with Kudakita even more impactful and have more layers to it. So I think it did a good job there. But oh my gosh! Rampo just tackling Poe, and Carl jumps to safety. That's good. Oh my god. Poe-kun! What a coincidence! Oh my god. I just love it. He's like, why are you dressed like that? Finally, someone asked me about it. Like, everybody just ignored Rampo for the most part. And then Poe's like, I successfully bought this manuscript. Isn't it great? And so, oh my gosh. I wonder if they do the big crazy eyes thing in the manga like they do here. I wonder if that's the case. Oh, I love that shot of Poe where he's like, you see, this author was killed. And it just like, he looks so, he's got all these bags under his eyes though. Oh, bless him. He needs to get some sleep. And Rampo's like, what? And then we have the author. Ooh, Kendaichi. I like that the anime kept the author like in total darkness there, the shadow. That's good. And Rampo, you have a lot of free time, huh? That's great. Oh my gosh. So they're talking about, oh, and wow, the manga gives it away that it's him that killed the author from like the get-go, because they're in the same suit. Like, what? That's interesting. And then Rampo reveals that the manuscript was given to you. And he's like, it was only 20 million yen. I like Rampo's face. Like, the mangaka does a great job with like just kind of creepy and weird expressions. And I love that he's like, are you stupid? Like, I love Rampo's expression there. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then, oh, that's cute, where Poe goes, seeing Rampo-kun's precious, amazed face puts me back in the black, like brings him back to health, full life. Oh my god, that's so cute. I love them. And there's the body. Uh-huh. Oh, I mean, it doesn't have... Bones loves to do that crazy fishbowl-eyed stare, and I like that this is not quite like it, but that's a cool visual there of it just all being in black and them seeing the body. Crazy. Ooh. Oh, look at how Rampo's expression changed. I can't treat it as nothing. That's so good. Yeah. So, all right, and then we have the cop showing up and basically getting the same thing that happened in that episode, going through it, and then he uses. Is that guy a monster? Oh my god, I love his expressions. That's so good. Nice. Oh, and then the face, the crazy face. Love it. That's so creepy. Behold the imperfection of your deductions. The perfect crime. Oh my god, yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, and that's just like the anime, that expression, I don't know. Ooh. And there we go. Mushitaro, the perfect crime. Oh, that expression, like twisted face. Oh my gosh. I love it. And then the reason that Fjordor let himself be caught, I can't talk about it at all. Ah, okay. So that's volume 13. Nice. All right, so volume 14. All right, we're just going to run through this one. I feel like until we get to the Sky Casino arc to see if there's anything missing. I do love the cover of these volumes, though. The artwork for Bungo Stray Dogs is just absolutely gorgeous. So I love the volume cover here with all the colors. Poe looks so good. Rampo looks so good. Mushitaro looks so good. The purples, like the red X's through everybody, like I absolutely love it. And then Atsushi's the one that doesn't have the X through him, so he's the one, you know, not affected. We have Dazai and the others have X's, but not Atsushi. And we get Ooh, I like the table of contents that has Mushitaro like that. That's like a foreshadowing of his character. Oh, man. The detective killer. Uh-huh. Oh, look at this! Look at this! With the... Oh, gosh, there's like the character with the murder mask and the rooster and the rose. Oh, my gosh. And like Poe's holding the cat. And, oh, Rompo with the mystery box. It's so creepy. And then there's like the fish with the knife through it. How weird! The Perfect Murder and Murderer Part 2. Okay, so we go back with Fyodor meeting him and making the arrangement to get him out of the prison. As long as he like... Oh, I like that with the comb gets flipped out. I feel like the anime made that so dramatic, but it's just like his conditions that he has for Fyodor. And Fyodor looks so unamused. He's just like, whatever. Like, I just want to use you for this. He's like, I gotta go kill a man. Interesting. And Rumbo's like, all right, let's give up. And just bops Poe in the face. I love that Poe is like, Rompo-kun, don't be discouraged. I love that Poe loves Rompo so much and he's trying to help him. It's so cute. Aww. And then, yeah, Rompo says he's going to go back to the office. He's got to kill the author. What's so sad is that Mushitaro like hides his emotions so well, and they slowly come seeping out as the episode goes on. It's interesting. And then, yeah, Rompo shows up wanting the taxi. And Mushitaro's like, oh, well, sure. He's like, here you go. Here's directions to go get the train. He's like, no, walking's annoying. The bus is annoying too. I don't even know how to ride the train. Oh my God. And Mushitaro was like, an elementary schooler? Is this man a child? No, not necessarily. Oh my God. I love it. And then they show up to pick him up. And of course, look at his face. Driver to the detective agency. Ah! Oh my God. I freaking love it. I love it so much. The expressions they do in this are so amazing. Now, the question is, how do we transition? Where he's like, I solved it this time. The answer's simple. And then he puts two and two together. Yep. And so they go through the whole thing with the author being strung up, all of that. Yep. And the fact that somebody was, oh my gosh. Poe! Oh, he's like the caw of a raven. Oh my gosh. I love Poe's expression there. That's great. Yeah, I like that the police are like, wow, he's not just a fan. I really loved this episode with Mushitaro introducing his character and getting Rompo to help solve it. You are the culprit in both cases. Yes. And my dog, of course, is like, play with me. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, yes! And then there's the guy holding the... Rompo finds himself in many cases where there is a gun pointed to his head, right? Fukazawa would not be amused if he were watching this right now. That's a crazy shot. And then, of course, they're like, don't give the detectives an excuse. And then, of course, they manage to get away, and Rompo is like, He's like, a regular person can't beat someone with a special ability. But I'll defeat you because my comrades think I'm invincible. He's like, I've got a reputation to hold up, and I'm the whole reason we have this detective agency, so I don't have a choice. Oh, I love that. I love that shot of him. Oh, that's so good, of him looking at the president with the smile, and then when he opens his eyes, the smile turns upside down, and he's in front of all them where they can't see his expression. Oh, that's so good. Just painting that pressure that Rompo has. Oh, that's really, really, really good. And then that's when he gets stuck in the book with the author. Ooh, nice. And then Yokimizu. The reality was like this, where it was you killing him. This is great. Going back through this and seeing the artwork for the volume, it's so interesting because, yeah, these episodes were adapted really, really well, and you finally get to see the relationship develop between the author and Mushitaro. And just, oh my gosh. And then he has the crazy eyes and he tries to say that he's insane and has homicidal urges. And Rompo's like, you didn't kill him. He told you to. Yeah. He killed himself. Uh-huh. And then that face Mushitaro makes where he's like, I want to request that from you. I need a real criminal. That's just... And then, of course, we go with the manuscript and the tear stains. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That face. Again, the mangaka and the creator, when they draw the expressions like this, it's just heartbreaking. There's something about the line work that they do where it's just kind of really thin, the thin line work on some of the expressions, and you contrast that with the really thick line work that they do sometimes. It's hard to explain, but the style is very macabre, and it just has a way of looking it looks kind of surreal and uncanny valley where you get the emotion, but something doesn't feel right. It's so good. Oh my gosh. And he's like, you granted your friend their wish. Oh, I love that. The ability to destroy the crux of your existence is the only ability I need. And that shadow of Fyodor behind him. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, and the author. And Fyodor. It looked like the author at first, but it was Fyodor's hand, like, over him. Ooh. Ooh, that's good. Now the question is, how do we get Nikolai introduced? Because Nikolai comes in this, right? Yeah. Oh, man! Oh, it just happens! Holy cow! Oh! We don't even see, like, the gun show up until it does, and then boom! Oh, okay. Oh my god, yeah! What the hell, Manga? What? And then who am I? Oh my god, ridiculous. Nikolai. Oh my god. The decay of angels. Hiding here as terrorists, a murder or association. 5 people who will announce the demise of the celestial world. Oh my god. And Mushitaro was like, hurry up! Ah! Oh my god. Ooh. Well, if you're shipping Fyodor and Nikolai, that spread there with the sword with the roses over it. Oh, I love that. Listen to the hum of sin creeping from the body. Ooh! Oh my god, that cover, the sword with the roses on it, is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, that's one of my favorites so far. I love that. Okay. And then we have, oh, look at Fukazawa with the suit. And he's not like in his traditional robes. His hair's like in a little ponytail, but he has a suit on. What? Was that in the anime? I feel like they should have animated him with a suit if it wasn't. Okay. Interesting. And then we have Atsushi doing the hand-to-hand combat with Kunakita. And just getting everything set up. Right. And the director shows back up. Oh man, they do not skimp on the grossness of the details like they did in the anime. All right. Oh! Rompo saying my friend's last words. He called Mushitaro a friend. Oh, that's going to make their reunion later even better, right? Well, we haven't seen Rompo with Mushitaro, so we don't know about that, but we know it's just a piece of wood. We should put our lives on the line to stop this murderer. And Rampo's like, no, then do whatever you want. And then that's when they set up that the agency will pursue the murderer and Rampo will search for the truth of the fall of the agency. We'll do simultaneous investigations. Rampo knows that's for the best. And then we have Ongo getting a hold of him. Oh, okay. And so, yeah, at Sushi, he notices something's up. Creepy. Oh, and then we're going to cut to Dazai at the track. Oh, and there's Todoroki. I like it. And he says, tomorrow won't come to you, former mafia executive Dazai Osamu. You're under arrest on the criminal charges of complicity in 136 murders, 312 cases of extortion, and 625 cases of fraud with various and sundry other crimes. Ooh. But he doesn't show the smile like they do in the anime, so that's interesting. Okay, and then we have Nikolai showing up. Ooh, okay, so he says, we have Juno saying if you were to disappear in a crowd, the whole crowd would just be erased. He's like, sooner or later, it will crumble into terror from fear of punishment. He's like, it seems like we'd get along well. Oh my God, that smile. Creepy. Love it. And then, yeah, Nikolai showing up with Sunday Tragedy. Yeah. Oh, is this volume going to end with them all like infiltrating and seeing and getting blamed for it? And then Nikolai facing at Sushi. We have that. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, poor Atsushi. Atsushi's like just a punching bag sometimes. And you just feel bad for him. You're like, no. And then, yep, Rampo finds the president. All that goes on. And then we have, oh, I love that face that Nikolai makes telling Atsushi, being like, I am completely sane. I understand the evil of murder. I feel a sense of guilt just like other people. Oh, that's so good. Do you like birds? I like them. They fly without being bound by gravity. The perfect freedom, that's what I'm seeking. That's why I joined the decay of angels. But to what end? How are they going to make you fly? How does that work? Okay. And then, of course, Atsushi's like, I don't understand how this works. And then, of course, everybody shows up. And that's when everything is set up for them to switch places with the guys that are going to shoot the hostages. Oh, yeah, everybody's just like, wait, what? What's happening? Oh, my God. Oh. You guys in the agency are avatars of justice, and I'm drawn to that glory. The plan of the decay of angels is pure evil, but that's why it's worth supporting. Oh, my God, why? Oh, a prison break from the innate brainwashing known as morality. Over happiness, I choose freedom of my soul. Oh my God. Oh my God, that animation of that illustration of his face. That's terrifying. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, this got really... Oh! That's terrifying. What the fudge, manga? That just got insane. Oh, okay. So we need to bring up volume 15 and go through it. Oh. Okay, I like the butterflies. I do like the butterflies in the cover, and they're kind of like the rainbow. Kunakita and Kyoka and Atsushi. So I'm guessing this is when Kunakita decides to go rogue, maybe. Oh my God, that look on Nikolai's face. Insanity. Ooh, look at that. Look at that spread. Look at Dazai's mugshot where he's like, hey. Damn it, Dazai. Dazai's like, I'm a criminal. Dazai, why? And I like Atsushi has the blindfold on. Like he's not in stripes. So it doesn't look like he's in stripes to where he's, being charged. That's so interesting. And then it sees them like with the handcuffs. I love that overlay. That's so good. Ooh. And then Rampo. Oh, Rampo's face when he looks up at the camera like, damn it. They've captured footage of me supposedly stabbing him. Oh my gosh. This whole episode was really hard to watch in the anime because it's like, they're not guilty, but it's like, they're not guilty, but you know that they're getting charged with it. It's like, ugh. And then, oh my gosh, Queen, look at her face. Welcome, boys. Oh my God. Thou shalt not die fourfold. And this was like such a preview of her flashback later that we get. It was a preview of the flashback with her. Oh my gosh. Wild stuff. And then Kunikita. Oh my gosh. So, okay. Oh, we have the pod showing up. All right. Is it friend or foe that emerges from the vessel? Well, that's a really good question because the hunting dogs seem like they would be foe, but by season 5, we may be surprised because if Tachihara convinces them that this is all Fyodor's doing and this is not proper justice, they may change their tune because the hunting dogs are kind of just trying to uphold society's justice. They don't really have a particular side they're going with. Okay. Ooh. Him catching the bullet with the gun. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then the other 2 pods. Yep, Techo. I was having trouble with his name at first, but yeah, Techo. Oh, you're gonna hold that pose! I love it. I love he's just like, Techo and Juno, I love them. Their dynamic. It's absolutely wonderful. And then, yes, old Bisky Jr. shows up. Yes. That was a close call, peasants. I love it. Absolutely. Her ability is fantastic. So, yeah, okay. So we had Fukuchi Ouchi, the lion dance, Juno Saigiku, Priceless Tears, which we still don't know what his does, but whatever. And Plum Blossoms and Slow. Techo, we know what his does. We know Gasp of the Soul. Oh, Taruko. So Gasp of the Soul makes a lot of sense because it's like her aging and everything and the soul. But Lion Dance and Priceless Tears, we don't exactly know what they do. Like, they may have been used in the season, but we're not 100% sure. So wait on those. Oh my gosh. What is that expression with the teeth? What? Why? What? Oh my God. And then, yep, them all showing up to kidnap the president and everything. Oh, look at KG! He's like such a precious being. He's like, aren't you hungry? Kenji, what a bean. Just absolutely, like, Kenji being a ray of sunshine in this was wonderful. And him saying, because in the end, on this spinning rock called Earth, we must keep living. That's right, Kenji. Be a damn optimist. Like, that influences Kunikita so much. So, yeah, okay. What is hilarious is that Juno is with the map, and he clearly cannot see. So that's absolutely hilarious. I love that that's still in the manga. Like, just that little inside joke. It's great. And then them taking the car, buying you a new car. And they hijack it. And then we come back to Atsushi. Oh my gosh. And Juno just showing up. Like, how does he do it? We don't know. Oh my God. And yeah, Kenji just going right after him. Fascinating. Illusions have no effect on me. So curious about Juno. I'm very curious about him. His illusion or his power seems maybe like the opposite of Dazai's, whereas is it? I don't know. I'm so curious. I know we're going to have to wait possibly to find out more about it. And then, oh my God, I'm just like, boonk, like just getting punted by the car. Oh my God. And his expression. Oh my God. I'll hold on to my ideals and not abandon a single person. Kunakita, sweetheart. And then Kyoka shows up to save that sushi. Nice. And then yes, plum blossoms in snow. Without my blade, nothing happens. Nothing that happens in the world can be judged or weighed fairly. Which is kind of curious because it seems almost like Techo and Kunakita have both similar ideals or senses of justice, maybe. Oh my God, yeah, and then him attacking all of them. And then saying she's the angel of death. Kill the doctor, her end is for the sake of the world. Oh, and then Mori showing up. Oh, and then Kunakita-kun, the idealist. Oh my God. Oh, and the helicopter coming in. And the bullets. Oh my God. Oh, and look at the eyes. Like the eyes in the darkness. Gravitational manipulation. What? Oh, that preview is so freaking good. I love that. I mean, the anime had the helicopter come out of nowhere, which was epic. And obviously it created more of a surprise than the manga does with the helicopter coming close. But I do like the build-up here. I do like the build-up, and you kind of know it's Chuya. And then saying, stupid detective agency motherfuckers. The boss told me to pick you up for daycare. Oh my God. I mean, I kind of like the way the anime phrased it better, but he still drops the F-bomb. Oh my God, Chuya. Chuya. Love it. And he's just like, oh, has a box of bullets. Like, who does that? Who does that? But yeah, then, oh my God, Kenji. No! Kenji just getting beat to a pulp. Why? Oh, and yep, Techo coming after them. And that's when Kunakita decides to drop down and has the grenade. My name is Kunakita Dappo, and I will not let my ideals fall. With this life as fuel, I will fly for eternity. Oh my God, Kunakita. And we still don't know what happened to him. We don't know what's the end result with his character. And we're going to have to wait till season 5 to find out. All right. So, in any case, we get Atsushi and Kyoka and tying back to them and them getting away, right? And them hiding out. Are you just going to give up just like that? Again, we've talked about this in the reaction, but I love that Dazai represents this new person for Atsushi to look up to instead of the headmaster. I love that. I love that so much. What would Dazai do? Yeah, what would Dazai do in this situation? Ah, and then we got Fitzgerald! Yes! Bring that sassy minx back into this. Him and Louisa. And then we see Hawthorne. Oh my gosh. The devil's strategy. Man, we're just cutting right. The anime, really, up until this point, the anime has been pretty beat for beat with everything. Like Mori showing up the whole 9 yards. It's been pretty much beat for beat. Interesting. Okay. And then Dazai is taken to the prison. Places like this are boring. I'll be someone you can talk to. Oh! I love the chessboard. Nice. And both Dazai and Fyodor are the king pieces on the chessboard. Which, you know, honestly, that makes sense. I always was like, the queen's the best piece in the game because she can do anything. But them being the king pieces makes the most sense. But it makes me believe, like, okay, well, then who would be Dazai's queen piece? Would it be Atsushi? Or would it be Natsume? And then who would be Fyodor's queen piece? Would it be... I'm assuming that Sigma is the queen piece for Fyodor, right? But then is Atsushi the queen piece for Dazai. And if that's the case, Sigma and Atsushi becoming friends would be kind of interesting. All right, so that's volume 15. Nice. So we go through 16. Check this out. Oh, man. All of the flowers. And look at that. Look at how beautiful Yosano looks. With the president, with Atsushi, and with Mori. That's so damn good. All right. And then we get Ongo in color. Ooh, you and I are children of sin. Chess is cold-hearted. You cannot play without being prepared to kill. Oh, man, all the bodies piled up. And there's the hunting dogs versus the agency. And Fyodor and Dazai, like, matching. They each have pawns in their hands. That's really good. I like that. I like it. All right. So Ongo is on his mission to go and get retribution for the president. Meanwhile, let's have a super happy chit chat about our problems. And Dazai's face, he's like, what the heck? He's like, what the F? Like, what is that supposed to mean? A discussion. I love it. I love they're just having a random talk about everything. Their subordinates and all that. And they're like, like just having this random discussion. Oh my God. Yeah, how are you contacting people on the outside? Fascinating. I love it. And so then we go back to Fitzgerald. Okay, and then we have Margaret and everything. They want her revived, right? And then Fitzgerald shows them her. And of course, Atsushi's bleeding heart agrees that we're going to do it this way. Bonus chapter. Oh, what is this? What is this bonus chapter? Huh? A lone girl offered up a prayer. Oh, what? The Incompetency Brigade. What? Why is Mishitaro with Motojiro? What is happening? What? Four men who are the furthest from being main characters. Why the four of us? What? What? We'll take on the world's most terrible crisis. Oh, and there's Futon. What? What is even happening? What? How bizarre. And then, yeah, Mori shows up being like, we're acquaintances. Motojiro, the guy with the futon, and Mushitaro, like, joining forces. And then that's Lovecraft, not Mori. What is happening? True heroes don't need coolness. What? That is the most random pairing I've ever seen. Motojiro creating the bombs, Futon being like, the strategy won't work, Lovecraft doesn't care, and Mushitaro's like, how did I end up with these three? This is insanity. What? And then there's Natsumi. Are you certain they were the right choice? How should I know? But if those four can't figure something out, no one can. What? The incompetent four. This year you'll witness the new strongest team. Oh my God. Oh, and then Lovecraft gets scared. Oh, he gets scared of a cat and turns into a monster. What? That's a little much. I want to see this animated. I mean, it's too short to be like anything but like a tiny OVA, but come on, Bones, animate this. I need it. They should have done that as an April Fool's joke. Oh, and it's right before Yosano's flashback. So clearly they just did that as a way to fill up page space for the volume, because they're like, oh, we have some extra pages. Let's just make this random comic with Mushitaro, the guy with the futon, Lovecraft, and Motojiro, and just call it good, and Natsumi will cameo to prove he still exists. I wish that they'd done an April Fool's thing where they'd released that video of like animated of that little short. That would have been so cute. Dang it. Maybe they'll do it for season 5. Mm, probably not, but that's so cute. Okay. Ooh, I love how fierce Yasano looks looking at Mori. Oh, that's so good. Yep, your only aim was to get me. Uh-huh. And of course, Mori lies, saying you can choose her. Mori's such a bitch, like just lying to her. Mm-hmm. And saying it's all a trap. Like, Mori, you just can't trust Mori. And then, yeah, it's so sad because Tanizaki says that he'll join the mafia instead. And Yasana's like, no, I'm the one that they want. So then we get the flashback. Oh, and her showing up with Mori as the little medic. Mm-hmm. Assistant military physician, first class Mori Ogai, 26. Military hospital scholarship student Yasana Akiko, 11. So yeah, there's like a 15-year age gap between them. And then, yeah, my Yasano-kun. Ugh. Yeah, Mori is so creepy. And how she looks is exactly how he ends up making Elise. What's interesting is that because Tachihara has the different hair color than the brother, you can't really tell from the way that they're drawn because it's a black and white manga. It's hard to tell. I'm sure if you put them side by side, they would look similar. But at this point, we've just gone through like 3 volumes where we've not seen Tachihara at all. So knowing that it's his brother, you'd forget about it and you wouldn't know. You'd be like, oh, who would even know, right? And then he makes the butterfly gold for her to have. And Mori says menace. Oh my god, Mori with that face saying he's a menace. I wonder if that impacts his decision to kill him later on because he sees that Yasano's like infatuated with him or looks at him kindly. And he's like, the next patients are waiting. And then Elise, take us to him, and she says, yes, master. So Elise was very robotic as his ability until he loses Yasano, and then she starts to take on that personality. So it almost seems like maybe Elise, as his ability, didn't really have a personality because he didn't have anything he was latched onto because he had Yasano there with him. And then after she left, he has Elise take on that persona because she's no longer there. Interesting. I mean, I like Elise with more personality. Oh. And then him waking up and his arm being okay. Oh my gosh. And she's just covered in like blood. Oh my gosh. And then she starts to talk about the toll that it's taking on all of them, keeping a tally of how many times you saved his life. And him saying that he's glad she's here. Oh, God. And her with that expression, like it just makes it even sadder. Ah. Like you know it's coming, right? And saying how they should have left, but because she was there, they kept getting healed. And then him saying he wants to go home to see his family. And she's like, I don't want to heal him. Oh, shit. You're different. Do it. Oh, my God. Mori, this, like, I feel like we as the audience had been set up since season 1 to be like, oh, Mori's kind of creepy, but he's such a cool, epic, badass character. And this volume just shows how truly terrifying and creepy Mori is. Like it's not like fun anymore, right? He's very dangerous and very creepy. And she's like, I just want to save the lives in front of me. Oh. That's so awful. And then her expression because she doesn't want him to die. Oh my God. there's a word annihilation. It's a word used when half the soldiers cannot fight. It doesn't mean half are dead. In other words, half of them are wounded and the army retreats and the fighting ends. But as long as I'm here, there's no retreat, so we do not lose. It's a human right to lose, but I've stolen that right. This episode was like so good, but it was so hard. And then it just shows how it all devolves. I called you an angel. You're an angel of death. Tell my family I said goodbye. Oh. And then you see the dog tag and how it just devolved to the point where he wasn't even writing on it anymore. You're too correct. Oh my God. Oh, that's just, oh my God. Oh, it's horrible seeing it in manga form too. And then her in isolation. And Mori coming to get her. And that's when the two of them battle. Yep. And Fukazawa battling him. And he's like, and then them saying, your logic is heartless. It's war, a game where the side that cares about heart first loses. And that's what breaks their alliance. Interesting. And then Rampo saying how stupid. Oh, just stop using your ability. Don't worry, I'm here. You won't need to use it. Oh. And he gives her the butterfly and asks her to join the agency. We don't want your ability. What we want is your kindness. Oh. That's so sad, but so beautiful how Rampo was with her. And then we see Tachihara for the first time, right? But we don't see him next to his brother. Interesting. And then, yeah. Okay, and then we have Atsushi getting attacked, and they all think it's Fitzgerald that's the problem. Oh, that's a great spread! That's a great spread of Hirotsu and Tachihara and Gin. Oh, I love Gin with the vest. So badass, and the glasses. Again, the Octogawa siblings being the most fashionable, right? Love it. Okay. And then Fitzgerald saying he's going to join the detective agency. Interesting. So we get the mannequin and everything that Tachihara is controlling. We get all of that. And then the hunting dogs are on the prowl. And then they tell them all to split up. Whoever survives, give it your all to revive the agency. And they go separate ways. Okay. And that's when Atsushi finds Yasano. Okay. And so then there is Tachihara controlling the mannequin. Gin goes in there to try to save them. And then Hirotsu gets stabbed. But then you find out that it wasn't any vital organs or whatnot. And Yasano says she'll stay there to let them go. And that's, I'm hoping we get, the reveal in this volume about Tachihara. And so then they say about the fifth member of the hunting dogs. Just like casually bringing it up, no big deal. And then the boat attacks her. Okay. And that's when they realize that it's a metal mannequin. And she's got the knife in the leg. Ooh. The undercover operative Tachihara Michizo, the fifth hunting dog. The soldier you killed 14 years ago was my older brother. And then she says, do as you will. And that line of him with the gun at the end. And we know he doesn't kill her, but okay. Oh, that volume 16 is so good. That was great. I loved that. Oh, look at this shot with the dog tags. The dog tags hanging from his sword. I love Tachihara with the red hair showing on there. And like the cape, the chessboard, Atsushi on the blade. Oh my God. And then Ongo and Lucy. again, the mangaka comes up with some genius level cover spreads. They're so freaking good. Like they're so symbolic and so like interesting to look at visually. And then the blade handle even has the bandages all over the hilt. Like for being, because he doesn't have the bandage on for when he's Tachihara with the Port Mafia. Come on. That's so clever. I love that to pieces. Mm-hmm. And then the stray dogs who committed brutal sins. For reasons that are certainly just. Should not be captured but exterminated. Oh, man. Interesting. And then we have Mushitaro in prison, which is hilarious. Of course. Wanting the books to read. That had to be the thumbnail for that episode because Mushitaro, him like lamenting the loss of his friend, the author. Such a good panel. I'm glad. And then yeah, Atsushi and Kyoka break in to get him out. Awesome. He's like, I'm no longer interested in the outside world. And Kyoka's like, quit whining and let's go. Okay. And so yeah, they're like, we're going to destroy the manuscript if you don't come with us. Right? And that's when Ongo shows up. Ongo proved in this episode that he's quite terrifying. Like he very much is a force to be reckoned with because of his ability, which was the ability that Rampo was worried about the entire time, right? And then we cut back to Mushitaro. We'll go through here. And then Atsushi falling down and Ongo being like, Fjordur will think that we're against each other. That look is very sincere. I love how soft that look is that Ongo gives there. That's a good look. And then we cut to him explaining everything and how Dazai doing his like Morse code. Ridiculous. And then Lucy. Okay. So I knew there was, at this point, there's a little bit that was extra. He's like, that was only one time, 4 years ago, so that Dazai-kun could live outside the Port Mafia. I erased his past crimes. The reasons you dirtied your hands at that time. Him in front of Oda's grave. For a friend who's already gone. To atone, at least. And Mushitaro can relate. Oh, that shot. I know a bunch of people were mad that Bones didn't put the scene of Ongo in front of Oda's grave in the anime. I don't blame you. That would be sad. So the idea is to eliminate the country, right? Which means there's only one use left. Yep. So their plan's broken down into 4 parts. Okay. The first was cannibalism, which we had in season 3. Let the government gift the detective agency with the bow at the ceremony. The second stage was to frame the agency by altering reality. The third was the terrorist activity, and that's where we are now. And the fourth stage, if they write on the blank back of the page, the country will cease to exist. Okay. So they have to throw a wrench in the third stage within 10 days for the next full moon. Oh my God. And she's like, tear up. Oh my God. And then Atsushi laughing like that. What? Oh my God. It's weird to see Atsushi laugh like that. It's a very Dazai-like laugh, honestly. This is fantastic news. That means there's a chance. We can see hope. Oh yeah. Atsushi's like, it's not impossible. There's a way we can stop this. I'm like, look at you. Look at you. And then there's Tachihara on the motorcycle. Yep. Taking the bandage off. Techo observing the ants. Oh my God. And Juno with her. Aw, and Juno putting his hand on his shoulder again. Yep. The disciplinarian role. To do something about that. I do love Teruko, like, on Tanazaki's, like, not Tanizaki, Tachihara's shoulders. Like, he gets to be a brother to her. That is really sweet. I like that. And then meanwhile, Tetra's over here doing like shirtless push-ups in front of Juno, like just trying to get his attention, no big deal. Nothing that's ship-worthy. Not at all. Not at all. Uh-huh. And then they decide that they have a base and a leader. Yep, and then old Lucy. I love it. I love that she's like, oh, well, I don't want the favor. It's okay. She's like, you heard nothing. I love that she has such a crush on Atsushi. I don't ship Lucy and Atsushi, but I love that she has a crush on him and she's willing to help him. It's really sweet. All right. And so thus, I love that Fukazawa and the old ringleader, they have their drinking thing, asking for a confession. Nope. And he tried to get him to cut the chains. And he's like, Kunakita is alive. If he had died, I would have felt it. The wolf is a strange one. I love Fukazawa having so much faith in his subordinates, and then so does the other one too. So it's great, right? Okay, so we have the coffee shop scene with them. And he's like, you're the strongest one. How? And so they have this coffee shop scene. He's like, let's have a battle to see which one will be the first to find the detective agency. And they're looking for Lucy. And he claims he doesn't know what they're talking about. And he says, you're lying. Yeah, I felt so bad for the guy in the coffee shop. Okay. Oh! He says, right now your wife is hiding inside the cafe. Oh! Well, that's disturbing. Oh, and so basically threatening, like they could use Techo to kill her right now. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, and he stabs his foot, saying that's not how we do things around here. If you tell us where she is now, she won't be charged with a single crime. A world where a girl's sincerity is rewarded is one we must protect. Yeah, Techo being very sincere and Juno being very manipulative. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Sky Casino. All right, so, All right, well, we technically have this volume and the next volume, so we'll just do a straight up reaction from here on in and go from there. Okay, so we're going to look at the rest of volume 17 as well as volume 18 to get the full scope of the casino, the Sky Casino arc, and what we've missed, right? So there'll probably be a link down below, but we're going to start that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Honestly, there wasn't, I'm actually pretty surprised. Here's the thing, I'm pretty surprised because I get why people would be upset because a lot of the extra stories, things like that, were cut from the manga. And there was stuff with Sigma setting up his character that was cut. But honestly, I don't feel like it was enough to really, I feel like the last several episodes, the pacing did feel rushed. And I think that's because they cut those moments with Sigma out. I think that cutting out those little moments, like I see why the animation studio did it to make it fit. I get why they cut those scenes out because that makes sense. But in all honesty, I think the only reason the pacing seemed really rushed in the last few episodes was because those scenes with Sigma were cut and they helped the flow of the narrative, but they weren't necessary. I don't feel like I got anything too extra except more empathy for Sigma's character and more understanding of him, which I'm sure a lot of people will be like, that's really important. I'm like, okay. But I think that the scenes being there helped make the pacing more like it has been the rest of the season. And so the moment you take those moments out, everything does seem more crushed together. So I get it. I get why now it seems more rushed. But honestly, I feel like the stuff they cut out, it is good to see and it is good to know, but I don't feel like, I feel like I still have the same understanding of the story ending season 4 as I did had I not read it. So I'm glad I did, though. Seeing the artwork for these volumes, oh my god, the artwork being so incredible. I'm definitely going to go back and reread parts of this because it's so good. The artwork's so good. I want to go back and relook at panels and just stare at it. I'm like Tom Haverford on Parks and Rec, where he's like, I've stared at this for 4 hours at this picture he's holding. But good. Okay. So we've got everything set up. I feel like season 4 ended on a good note then. That's a cliffhanger into volume 18. All right. I'm just excited that we're starting volume 19's content and season 5 so soon. I was really afraid we were going to have to wait a long time. I'm glad we don't. I'm glad we get to start it right off the bat. So awesome. Well, I'm curious to know your thoughts down below about these manga additions, the little side stories. I wish the side stories had been animated, especially one with Lovecraft and Motojiro, Mushitaro, and the man with the futon, whose name I always forget. Those are so good. Dang it. But I'm very curious to know your thoughts down below, and I'm super excited for season 5. We got literally a month to go. I'm so ready. My plan is to have it probably come out on Sundays. We're probably going to have season 5 come out on Sundays alongside with the show that is replacing Mob Psycho. So you'll have like a Sunday double feature. I miss Bungo Stray Dog Sundays, basically. I miss our Stray Dog Sundays, and so that's my plan, is to have Stray Dog Sundays with season 5. That's the plan. So we'll see. I hope y'all are ready. So it'll be here before we know it. But in the meantime, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I will be back very soon with more Bungo Stray Dogs. Bye!